In the news this week, evidence that cuts to sexual health services have led to fewer teen pregnancies, cocaine use promoted on BBC Radio 4, and ahead of the general election, we consider the importance of casting your Christian vote. Hello. New research suggests that a fall in teenage pregnancies in the UK is linked to funding cuts for sexual health services. Less funding has meant less advertising for services and contraception being less readily available to teenagers. The results are in stark contrast to the received wisdom that such services are needed to lower teen pregnancy rates. Professor David Payton of Nottingham University found that the teenage pregnancy strategy may have actually encouraged risky behaviour rather than curbing it. The strategy, which ran from 1999 to 2010, poured hundreds of millions of pounds into contraceptive services and sex and relationships education. Ending the scheme led to warnings by some that teenage pregnancy would rise if there were cuts to funding. However, Professor Payton said, contrary to expectations, we found that, if anything, cuts have led to fewer teen pregnancies. The study went as far to say that spending on projects related to teenage pregnancy may even be counterproductive. The BBC has been heavily criticised for a radio interview which told listeners the current price of cocaine, but neglected to mention that it's an illegal drug. Founder of the Global Drug Survey, Dr. Adam Winstock, was speaking on Radio 4's Today programme. Dr. Winstock went on to dismiss cocaine use as just a lifestyle choice.
It's very difficult in the present climate to have honest conversations with people saying you can use lots of drugs with relatively low risks for most people if you follow some simple strategies, instead of simply saying to people, don't use drugs, they're dangerous. That's not a useful dialogue for people who are making informed decisions to use drugs of a wider lifestyle. That person might also go to yoga and be a vegetarian. You know, it's about a lifestyle choice.
Mail on Sunday columnist Peter Hitchens expressed his shock at hearing the interview. Hitchens said that at no point in the interview did the presenter or anyone else evince any disapproval of illegal drug taking. Cocaine is a Class A drug. The penalty for possession is up to 7 years in prison, while supply can result in a life sentence or an unlimited fine. Well, by this time next week, the general election will be over and we'll know who will be forming the next government. Some of you will already have cast your ballot through a postal vote, but many will wait until election day itself. As Christian citizens, we should think carefully and biblically about how we vote. Our election briefing provides in-depth analysis of party policies affecting religious liberty, abortion, marriage and the family, education and more, all from a biblical perspective. A number of you have already been in touch to say how helpful the briefing has been in informing how you will vote on the 8th of June. But if you don't have a copy, don't worry. You can download one from our website at christian.org.uk/election. Finally, please join with us in praying that our political leaders would uphold gospel freedom and the liberty to live out the Christian life. Well, that's all for this week. For regular updates and information on all our stories, plus much more, visit our website at christian.org.uk. Until next time, goodbye.